We welcome you all to this special BSNK Social Service free spoken English program. We want to help you to speak English fluently so that it will help you in your career, in your studies. So nowadays English is very essential. Wherever you go, you have to speak English. So all our dealings are related with English. So we need to improve our English to survive in the coming days. So for that sake, we want to help you. That's why we are conducting these spoken English classes. Dear friends, today we have a special guest teacher. He has a wonderful experience, many years experience in teaching. And he's from Kerala. Our dear sir name is K.A. Jomy. He has MA B.Ed and also working as a principal in a very well-known school in Narsapur. So I heartfully invite our sir into our program. Now let's hear class from our sir. Jomy sir, we welcome you to this program. Thank you for giving your precious time to this program. Now please take over.
Yeah, thank you very much, brother. It's a pleasure for me to join with you. Today, I would like to share some important guidelines how we all can communicate in a better English. Today, the present world, we know the importance of English language. We are living in a global village where we would like to hear from all around the world. If we want to hear and understand from the people around the world, definitely we also should know English language. It's sure that it is not our mother tongue, it's not our language, it's a foreign language. But once we become familiar with this language, we also will be able to communicate our ideas and our message to other people, and we will be able to understand other people. So there is a lot of prominence in learning and using English language. So who need this language? There may be a time the school going students, college going students learned English. But today it's a need of everyone who pass through their studies, who is appearing for a job, or who is working in companies and offices. They all require English language knowledge. Now, today, the present world, I think it's most important for a graduate or who is pursuing their degrees. They require English language most important. Because once a person graduate, he often look for a job. When he approaches a company, when he approaches, go for an interview, often he has to present himself, his skills, his ideas, he has to communicate in an acceptable manner, then only he will be selected for a job. So it is prominent for students, for graduates, for employees, every sector, communicating in English is very important. Now, as we learn a new language, it's important for us to know the basics. I mean, we have to learn from the alphabets. We have to pick up vocabulary. We have to learn certain phrases. Then we'll be able to frame beautiful sentences. Language is used for communication, but when we communicate, it should be pleasing and acceptable for the other party who is in front of us. So we have to learn better, we have to practice, we have to go ahead, and we should communicate in a very fluent manner. In general sense, what I suggest to people is, if you have the reading ability, if you have learned certain vocabulary, certain phrases, then you should go for the next step of listening. Whom do you listen to? If a school student, he can listen to his teacher. Those who are already in jobs, they may listen to their boss or their seniors. They may observe how do they communicate, how do they present the matter, they can listen. Then other category of people, you know, those who are confined to home, who has eagerness and desire to learn language, where will they listen to? They can listen to English news channels. They can utilize the YouTube classes. So there are plenty of opportunities for people to listen. When you listen, you should closely observe the pronunciation, the accent, the body language, and what the way that person present the matter. Definitely, person to person, the presentation skill, the pronunciation will be different. But to have a better communication, we have to follow some genuine, a reasonable style of speaking. You may adopt the style of a news reader, his pronunciation. You may follow the pronunciation and style of speaking of an English teacher. We can copy, but it should be reasonably good and effective. And those who have good listening habit, they can certainly identify which is a better style of speaking. For this, we need not to learn all the grammar rules. English language has got a speciality that if the people know certain vocabulary, they can speak, but not necessary that is a right English. Grammatically, there may be mistake, but the practice help us to improve our knowledge in grammar session also. Because for the good communication, definitely we need to know the rules and regulations of the grammar area also. But for a beginner, they have to just listen to other people. They have to adopt a proper style. Then they can move to the next level. I suggest the people to listen and get an idea, then start speaking. When we speak, what we may speak. Where do we speak? You can speak to a group of people where you are. I mean, if you are in school, speak to your schoolmates or classmates. You can speak to your teachers. If you are in college, without any sort of hesitation, you can talk to your friends. Same time, you can talk to your lecturers. So here all we have to take certain precaution when you speak. When you speak, you should have the clear idea that you are a learner. You are not an expert. So you have to speak to your friends and with your lectures carefully. When you explain an idea or your thought, or when you want to get the attention of your audience, you should use simple language, simple vocabulary, and your mindset should be good enough to accept corrections. A beginner, when he speaks, he makes mistakes. It's true. In the beginning stage, our style of learning English, speaking in English, it would be like a student, a child learns to walk. So there may be mistakes. So let us not much worried about the mistake which we make, but the precaution and care where we have to take is a mind to accept. Your peer group, your friend circle may insult you, may not take positively your attempt to communicate. Don't bother about it. We can have our friends as they are today, tomorrow also. If someone hurts you with your bad pronunciation or wrong presentation, take it lightly. But you should be able to listen carefully, and you should have your own observation when you speak. What normally people do when they commit mistakes with their teachers or with their friends, if they get a comment, then they feel it bad. They won't try again. But the one who has interest to improve the language, the option is they must go on talking, speaking to the audience wherever they have. And when you speak, I want to give a suggestion before you come onto the public. Suppose you got an assignment, you have to speak to a small audience, you have to give a presentation in the company, in the office, or in your team, or in your college. You have to give a presentation. Often we say that we need preparation. You prepare, you be thorough with your topic, and make sure that you use only the terminology, the vocabulary, and the sentences which you can present well. Unnecessarily, we should not get into troubles. So, as part of preparation, you can have a self talk. That may be a good thing. When you go for a presentation, a self talk is important. That is, you can choose a room where you can be alone, or you can move to a hillside, an open area where there is no distractions, no other disturbances. You start speaking what the presentation you are going to give. You can check your voice, how loud you should speak, how low you ought to speak. You can check your voice. You can decide yourself how loud you are to speak, whether your voice clarity is there or not. And you can check up the pronunciation of the words which you have to go and present. But you must be satisfied with the style which you are going to present first thing. We cannot satisfy all the audience with our style, because each person will have their own expectation, their own view, their own criticism, but we cannot satisfy all. But we should be happy enough that we have got the subject. I can present it in a sufficient loud voice, or I can use the examples, whatever is quoted. That confidence will help us to present our matter. So we have to be a good listener. When we listen, we'll have some model speakers or right pronunciation we can pick up. Then you can start speaking, not only speaking to classmates or to lectures, not only speaking to giving presentation, but you can talk in your home with your children, with your brothers and sisters, with your parents. You can just have some conversation in your home. And when you go out in the market, you know that there will be people, there will be situation where you can use English language. So wherever we have opportunity, let us speak. If more, I want to add some other suggestion is like this. Our interest for speaking English is very good. There is a deep desire to speak in English. That definitely will help us to think in English. What I understand, no man can sit idle. Even if we are not working, we'll be working with our mind. We're thinking of so many things. We may be planning for a shopping, for our regular work, or our domestic work. We may be thinking of so many subjects. If our desire to learn the English as much, and if we want to communicate in English, if that is our desire, we can start thinking in English. So, I mean, one option to develop good communication skill, English knowledge is maybe to start thinking English. If our thinking process is in English, definitely there is a communication within ourselves. We may be making sentences, we may be searching for new vocabulary, we may be testing ourselves that whether my pronunciation or what I mean is correct or not. There is a lot of scope for to check ourselves. If we start thinking ourselves, automatically it leads to dreaming in English. So let us listen to English, let us speak in English, let us think in English, let us dream in English. Often we know that when children get a dream, they may be getting a dream what sort of excitements they had in that particular day. Maybe their enthusiasm and the thrill which they had when they have engaged in games in the school, even in their dreams, they may be talking about that game with their friends, even in dreams. So, our deep interest, deep desire to speak in English, definitely it will lead us to dream in English also. So, overall, when we understand our interest, our curiosity, that whether I can speak fluently in English, whether I can share all my thoughts in English to other person, yes, I can. Yes, I must. So there should be situation in such a way. The deep desire will help us to make the attempt. So without our attempt, we cannot gain anything in our life. One who understands the prominence of English language and the requirement in his or her lifestyle in their career, definitely their attempt will be such that they will have dreams. They will be presenting their matters even their sleep also. So the perfect attempt to learn the basics of English language, communicating in a simple language, in a way which any audience can follow our message, our ideas. That should be our dream, that should be our aim. Then it is possible. So let us make sure that we develop basic vocabularies, especially some phrases. Then listening to good speakers, I mean, a newsreader, a particular program in YouTube can give us certain confidence that I can also adopt that style of speaking. Then, when we start speaking, we will learn vocabulary. We will learn vocabulary. That's a need. When we add vocabulary, we need to learn grammatical tips. You know, how much we learn the English grammar, that much is good for us to become a good communicator. So for that, we have to take extra effort. We must be speaking, and when we speak to public, some of the areas we must be very careful. Uh, when we talk to some people, when we talk to some audience, first thing is some general areas, we must be very much interested. We must be interested with that people to talk with. We must be interested about the topic which we are talking about. Then we can present our matter without any stress, without any strain. Even if we make minor mistakes, it doesn't matter if we talk with much interest. And another thing of communication skill or presenting our matter in English, we must be friendly. Whatever the audience we may have, whether they are our own colleagues or the students, the children, or the seniors, or our boss, we have to communicate in a simple way, in a friendly manner. That will attract, that will help us to communicate better. And we must be cheerful also. If we have a kind of fear to present it, it's my routine, it's my habit, in such a way we can present the matter. And also we should be a bit tactful. I mean, to whom we are talking about also, we have to be very careful. When we talk with our boss, we need to uh, show our politeness. When we talk to some critics, we should be careful the words which we use. We must have the confidence that we are going to use simple and which are comfortable for the other person. We should not get entangled with him for confusion and discussion and argument. So that also we should be careful, and we can be courteous while we are speaking. And so these are some of the areas which I have been observing while dealing with students and communication with different categories of people. Uh, Grammar rules are important. We cannot neglect, but our ideas, if we can share comfortably with other people, that grammatical rules may not be much important for communication. But to become a good communicator, definitely grammar rules are required. In English, when we learn the vocabulary, the advantage of English language is we can have many words which may express the same meaning. That is the, I think that's the speciality of English language. We can have n number of words to express a same meaning. So the more we listen, the more we read, help us to learn more vocabulary. I mean, those who have the good listening habit, they may find the people uses good vocabulary. And also, what we observe is we should go on have a good habit of reading also. What should we read? Definitely, you can read your textbook. You can read a storybook. You can read the Bible. You can read. It would help you to learn language, grow spiritually. You will improve yourself. I was talking about the words which gives, the same idea which we can express in different words. One or two words I can mention. When we see in English, when we see the word join, 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 it's a simple word. But when we speak, when we write, for that word, we may choose other words like link, attach, couple, unite, connect, combine, associate. So this is the beauty of the language. We wanted to use one particular word, join, but often if we repeat that word, it may not good look. And for a good writing, people often says repeatedly we should not use the same word. In English, we have option to use different words. Another word, if we say see, SEEC, we can use the other words like look, observe, behold, notice, view, glance at, catch sight of. So this is the way we can use words in different sentences in different occasions. So that's the beauty of the language. So we must also improve the vocabulary. See, we can speak in English if we have 500 to 1000 vocabulary. If we can speak in English. But if you want to become an effective speaker, effective communicator, you have to take extra hard work. We have to improve our vocabulary so that we can present the matter in a better manner. And I was suggesting that we can prepare for giving a presentation. We said we can speak alone. So that's a rehearsal. That is for the beginners, we can do it. But once we pick up sufficient vocabulary and certain grammar rules, it will be so comfortable for us to speak in English. We started using and becoming familiar with English language. Then once we become familiar with English language, we will be prompted to use in English. We will feel comfortable to speak in English and use English language. Even if our own people are with us, our mother tongue people are sitting with us, we will be tempted to use English language if we improve our communication skill. So it's very important for us to develop our interest, then do the hard work, then start thinking in English, dreaming in English, utilize opportunities wherever possible. Often what happens in our society, if all are speaking in our own mother tongue, let it be Telugu or Malayalam, if we all are talking in our mother tongue, it's quite difficult for us to one person to initiate to speak in English. That problem everybody has. All who are sitting around me, they talk in their mother tongue. If even though I have the interest to speak in English, if I start speaking in English, what others may feel, that is a situation that we may not feel comfortable. So in such situations, what we have to check for is where is an opportunity for us to have some time away from the mother tongue speaking people, and if we get a company of other state people, if there is wherever there is opportunity to have company with people who do not speak our mother tongue, especially those Hindi speaking people or other language speaking people, when we find, we should be excited, we should start speaking with them. So definitely that will help us to improve our language. And another thing is visit to other places, working in different locations, different states. That all will also help us to get an English speaking atmosphere. That is also very important for us. If we are in a circle, in a place where all speak in English, and if our English is not that much good, definitely that friendship circle will help us to improve English. It's a matter with every language. If we are not good with our language, with that particular language, but all others speak good at that language, definitely we can join with them. That company and that friendship also will help us to improve our language. So these are some of the thoughts which I have been thinking. If we give some guidelines to people, how to improve vocabulary, how to improve English speaking skill and all, I was thinking in this way. This is all something practical things which I have been telling. Our curiosity and our interest, if it is good, we'll make our attempt. There is no doubt. We'll make our attempt. That will help us to take action. We will do certain steps. I have been giving few tips like listening, speaking, then thinking, speaking in when we are alone. No, then understand the audience and speak. Prepare for a presentation. Check our vocabulary stock. Check our tone and style of speaking. Then check up whom we are talking with. Where we need politeness, we have to. Where we have to raise our voice, we have to raise our voice. Where we should be friendly, we should be friendly. These all things, if we observe, we can also become good communicator, good at English, and we can express all our ideas in English. I think these are some tips. In the coming days, we may also learn some of the beauty of the language. I mean, like same ideas expressing in different words or such things we may discuss in the further classes. Whether can I stop at this time? It's okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So class is over, sir.
Yeah, I would just I want to share these few thoughts only.
Okay. Fine, sir.
If
Fine.
we go with so many points, I think that also may not be good.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So, dear friends, definitely today's class is a special class. I hope you understood. This is coming out of his great experience. Our sir is teaching from his experience. He's working as a principal in a famous school in Narsapur. Actually, he's very busy. So he has a very hectic schedule today. But when I requested sir, so he immediately accepted our invitation, and so he was willing to join, and he joined and helped us. So thank you, sir, for giving a wonderful special tips from your experience to speak English fluently. So we are thankful to you. So dear friends, I hope this class will be very useful to you. If you want to ask any questions, you can ask our sir. He will help you to understand in a better way. So you can unmute now. You can ask your questions.